podcast character designs done by Demon Artie. Be sure to follow her over on Twitter at ArtieDemon. Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sen.
MVT-PCA.
ATIP454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. WandaVision Episode 8, previously on WandaVision, and a much better episode.
Oh, probably
Way
the best
better.
episode.
The best episode so far. Wanda made it great. No Monica, no Darcy, no
Rambo.
stupid jokes, no silly exposition. It did get a little bit with Agatha, but she was trying to make Wanda work back her memory, so it made sense for her to try to explain what was happening. But overall, this was a pretty good episode.
I love the reveal of like what's behind the curtain. Like, okay, now we're seeing what's actually going on.
The one thing I dislike is the director's like the bad guy.
Yeah, and I don't like that because it's like a cop out. Oh, we'll make this guy the bad guy, not Wanda.
Of course.
Yeah, this guy we never heard of, never seen before. Oh yeah, he's the bad
The only
guy.
thing I don't like is, so when you saw Rambo with Quicksilver, how did that turn out?
We don't know.
We don't see it. That's ridiculous. The whole episode.
The stinger at the end of the last episode, we have no clue what that is.
We'll find out just next week.
Yeah.
So the episode starts up and there's no like theme to this episode, and I do like the fact that it showed the Marvel symbol, but it turned purple because Agatha's magic's purple, and it starts out in the past, Salem witch trials. And we thought, oh, she's gonna be burned at the stake, but it doesn't look like it.
No.
And they put magic cuffs on her. I'm like,
and then you witchcraft. I'm like, wait a minute, he just used magic. What are you talking about, witchcraft?
she betrayed her other witches.
She read a special.
Yeah, like
thing.
she started reading into dark magic, so she's being accused of, accessing magic. And the other witch was like, you are going above your station. You're doing things that you shouldn't be doing. You're not ready for. And she's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Only if you guys would teach me. So Agatha's always been hungry for power.
Yeah.
So she was going and doing stuff behind the back of her coven, and then she got found out. So they tie her to the stake, and they're going to, I don't know if they were killing her
Or draining her power.
So all hit her with some blue magic. But then she starts to fight back, and the purple magic starts to
Take over.
and then you can see that she's even crying. The older witch lady's her mom. She's like, Mom, help me. And then she's like, no, Agatha, you done bad. But she's able to start beat the other witches. Then the mom gets in on it, starts blasting her. Not enough.
Yeah, she drained all their magic.
So Agatha must have accessed something.
Really?
People are saying, oh, it's purple. It must be the Power Stone. Not everything's Infinity Stones.
No, I think it's just her own
And also,
power.
how the heck would she get to that planet where Star-Lord was?
Well, maybe it took a detour in Massachusetts.
Okay, right.
So she starts fighting her mom, and I thought it was pretty cool that when her mom started attacking her, when she powered up, she had like an energy crown.
Yeah, like almost showing like she was
Like the Witch Queen or something. It looked pretty cool. I thought that was pretty tight. And so, but of course, Agatha beats her back, and we see she turned everyone into a withered, nasty mummy husk.
Which, dead. Right, we can all assume.
Turned to witch jerky.
Yeah.
They're like,
And then one thing, there was also a black witch, but it wouldn't make sense back then to be persecuted. So it makes sense that she would be a witch.
But they took it out of the, look, there she is in the middle of the screen.
I know they kept doing it 2-3 times. I know. But
It's what it is.
She didn't talk or anything.
No.
But then she kind of killed her mother too. And then she see that the brooch she was wearing, that was her mom's brooch. I don't know if it has any significance, but she took it.
that's what she got the brooch from.
So it's kind of like a weird thing. Like, did she love her mother? Did she not? But again,
I think when she was kind of covering up before, I think she was just playing. She was pretending. I think she doesn't care. She wants power. That's what she wants.
It's that my love for power is more than my love for you.
Yeah.
Then we get back to modern days, and then that's basically Agatha's story. Okay, she was, see, in the other one, it was actually the actual witch trials, but this one they kind of changed it into, which is fine. Then, I like how Wanda's like, where are my children? And then she's making fun of her accent.
Yeah.
It just comes and goes, doesn't it?
Well, and that's because, like, people are actually, it's funny that people are getting mad about that in the show. Like, oh, it goes away. I'm like, no, guys, she has to because she's trying to play a part.
Which plays into later on in the episode why she does that.
Yes.
Then she tries to use her magic and nothing's happening. She's like, Wanda, who are you? Don't you know it's the most basic rune spell? They show all the different runes. I'm sure someone's looking all those up and they mean something.
But it's like, you don't even know runes. So she's like almost thinking like,
who taught you?
Yeah, how are you so powerful, but you don't know like the basics?
Basic magic, yeah. So that means you can't use your magic in this basement.
Only the person who put the runes can use it. So it would be like someone who could like do these most amazing dunks, but didn't know you had to dribble the ball.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be like, how, what? Like, Agatha,
they can do all the moves, but they don't know how to dribble, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, how did you learn that without learning this?
Or like doing dribbles between your legs, but you can't dribble forward.
Yeah.
You can do all that, but you're like, you can't go forward with that freak.
So we start to see that Agatha starts to talk to her and explains, I felt such amazing magic. I just had to see it for myself. And I saw this Westview place and I'm like, whoa, whoever's doing this has got some power. Because she starts showing like some of her own magic, like, she grabs like a fly off the wall. Basic mind control. It's like she can control the fly. She's like, but you're controlling thousands of people. They're running on autopilot. What kind of hex did you cast?
Yeah, what kind of magic? This is amazing. I can't do that.
Magic on autopilot.
I can't do that.
And it's like, modification, transmodification. She takes the rabbit, turns it into a bird, or the fly turns it into a bird. And look at that. Years of practice. The most simplest illusion. But look at Westview. How in the world are you pulling this off, Wanda?
Transformed it overnight.
It's so funny because she goes, I've been alive for almost 400 years, and I can't even close to what you do with that. Not even close.
And she keeps asking, Wanda, who are you?
Yeah.
And
Wanda's like...
Then Wanda's like, I don't know how I did it. No, sweetie. You need to let me know how you did it. What's your secret? So, our prior things like, Agatha was controlling everything. Agatha didn't do anything.
No, she just showed up.
The only thing she did was manipulate things in the bubble.
And then manipulating like Quicksilver and stuff like that.
Yeah, and then she even says, it was a fake Pietro, and how he looked different because I couldn't get his body because it was on another continent, so I just made something up, but you wanted to believe it so much. So he's not from another dimension. He's not from some other universe.
I had to bring that up.
So all that is kaput. So there's no X-Men. There's no mutants.
Yep.
Of course not.
And that's the only heartbreaker of this.
Yeah. I didn't like that.
That's why I didn't want to bring it up, but it is part of the episode.
And he just basically was just her eyes and ears.
Yeah, just because remember how he kept saying, well, how are you doing all this?
Yeah.
All these kids, were they sleeping? And he just woke them up? Like, remember he was asking all those questions? That was Agatha asking all those questions. So, Agatha was basically playing in this little world to try to figure out how it was working, but she didn't make Wanda do any of these things.
And she's kind of like saying also like, yeah, I'm getting a little tired of doing it. I don't want to do it anymore.
I want to know what the hell the secret is.
Yeah, trying to be softly
manipulate it out of you, take it out of you, but you're not. You keep pushing back. So screw it. I took you damn kids. You're gonna tell me I do it. You never get it.
She even had her lock too, like in this special magic.
Yeah,
chain.
because she's in that thing anyway, so she can't do anything about it. So that's the biggest thing that broke my heart is the fact that there's no
X-Men tie-in.
There's no X-Men tie-in whatsoever.
No, it sucks.
So she does all that, and I like the fact that Wanda's saying, I don't know how I did this. And she's like, yeah, you do. Like, you couldn't have just spontaneously just did this for no reason. Yeah, it just came from nowhere. Like, that's impossible. She's like, you know what? We're gonna go back, and we're gonna find out exactly how this all happened.
We're gonna do it the hard way, because...
Yeah, so she opens up, like, a door, and he's like, we're gonna go back through your memories. So that was the whole previously on WandaVision. Yeah. So we get to see her as a kid, like her...
Yeah, but these are real Wanda memories. Now, I thought it was going to be the show. I'm glad this is actually, like, real.
This is real. This is what her real life is like.
So we see her mom and her dad, who is a Magneto. And that's the only thing that kills me.
I know.
Then they're at home, and the dad comes home. Oh, it's like they're living a little... It's a crap box, but it's their crap box.
Yeah, the one in Sokovia.
Sokovia. And like, it's such a good Cold War vibe here. Like, I can still being like a bitch.
Yeah.
Then she's like, that's Mama. Oh, that's Papa. And I guess the dad has all these like old school DVDs. So he has Malcolm in the Middle. He has I Dream of Jeannie. I Love Lucy. Bewitched. So all the class. So that's his thing. He goes on the street. He just sells DVDs.
Yeah. So he's that DVD salesman you see.
That it's gonna be big. Eastern European country. Yeah, this is gonna be like pretty big over there.
I do like how the wife's like, well, you're supposed to sell this. I'll sell them tomorrow, but that means our movie tonight would be even better because they get to watch movies together. Yeah. And I do this is why her accent is a little different. Pietro comes in. Oh, Papa, I thought on TV night we only speak English because that's what's in the TV shows, so they can learn English. Oh, me and your mom were just talking. So that's why she was like trying to get that English, speak English accent down. See, that's why she did it.
Yes. So now we know that now.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Then like, where's your sister at? Wanda. She's like, this is your turn, superstar. Time to step into the role. And then she turns into the little girl.
Still being a B word, she's all saying, it's so loud we can hear you. Stop yelling.
It's almost like Agatha's like, okay, where's it at?
You need to roll through this.
Yeah. So she's like, dude, of course she gets to pick the show because of course you let your sister pick, and the Dick Van Dyke Show.
Again we've seen this so many times.
Which is funny because it was hidden. Like he actually like hid it so that
it'd be just her special thing because he wasn't gonna sell that one. Because so he even has like the box set and it's all like, oh, season 2, episode this, and then
exactly.
And then they start watching, but then you start hearing gunfire. It's like, oh, it's
and the mom looks out the window, and she's kind of like,
see some people shooting guns, but you know,
what
you
are you
live.
supposed to do?
Like,
Like,
keep your door locked, and
stay away from the windows, and we'll just watch our TV show. So they're watching Dick Van Dyke, and you can see all the inspirations for how Wanda set up her world.
Yeah.
The way that how Dick Van Dyke, the suits and the smiles, and how the wife, it's just all of it.
It's done out of such innocence. That's what makes it so
beautiful.
And they're just having a nice family moment, you know?
You're thinking, oh God, I hope nothing happens.
And then,
right. Because we know the history.
Yeah.
And, you know, that they're watching it and everything, and we see a flash of light up, and then rubble and destruction. That's when the bombs dropped.
Hit her apartment.
And that killed the mom and dad instantly.
Yeah.
Yep. They were sitting on the couch, and that rubble just...
You see, they were sitting close to the TV, so it didn't affect them. It didn't hurt them.
So they're hiding under the bed. You know, it's Wanda and Pedro. Then you hear and that Stark missile, the one that didn't go off.
Yeah.
And it's just sitting there in that red blinking light. You go back to the toaster, Stark Tech, their blinking light. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, there we go.
And they're like, what do we do? They hear people. Maybe they're here to help. It's like, maybe they're not.
Right.
So they're like, I don't know if we go out there or not. But there's that bomb. They're scared of it.
Mm-hmm.
She reaches out and she starts using some of her magic. And she gets pulled back, and then it's adult Wanda again. And Agatha's like, you did a what was it? Probability hex?
Probability hex.
To keep it from going, oh no, it was a dud. No, she kept it from blowing up.
Yeah.
So in the comments, someone's saying, she got her powers from the Infinity Stone. She already had powers. The Infinity Stones enhanced her powers. So she already had powers.
Yes.
So you had hex spells. So and you had parents issues because they both died, but that doesn't explain what you did. Yeah. So this isn't helping.
She's like, okay.
Well, so again, claiming I know it's not going to be a mutant tie-in, but technically mutant powers. That's what that is.
She
definitely.
She's like, how long were you down there? 2 days they were down there, just like staring at that blinking light, thinking, oh my God, it's gonna blow up and kill us. I mean, that's trauma.
But
could you imagine that's the thing that's gonna blow up and kill me? I wonder if it's gonna go off.
Can you imagine you're watching a nice old classic show like Dick Van Dyke, and then you're freaking bomb. Just the disposition of that.
Well, and what's funny too, because I think Agatha was interested in that, because think about it, probability hex means like, oh, so it's like maybe 10% out of the time this will blow up. She did that hex for 2 days.
Yeah.
Without even knowing she was doing that.
Because she's like, so we have a baby witch who with some anxiety problems because her parents died, but that doesn't explain how you got all this power.
See, that's why it also tells her why she wouldn't like Tony Stark at first, obviously, because Stark.
Well, it explains why she got radical, because all she stared at for 2 days was Tony Stark's missile.
Yeah.
So after that incident, they go to the next memory, and she's like, so for you to get back at what happened to you, you decided to join a radical terrorist group.
Anti-freedom group,
yeah, anti-freedom group. She's like, oh, I wanted to change the world. I wanted to do something because everything was Stark did. So she had all that anger and hatred in her. So she shows up to like the testing facility, and this is Hydra, right?
Yeah, this is Hydra.
I'm assuming it's Hydra.
It's Hydra, so, you know, these guys even look German. They even have like that German look about them.
The guy with the scientist with the glasses, the little glasses, Van
Helda.
He's bald. And he's bald. I mean, everything you would see.
The evil Nazi scientist from Indiana Jones. Yeah. It's like that. So they're like, okay, state your name, I'm Wanda Maximoff, and the doctor's like, whoever came in contact with this object, none of them survived. I think he turns out the microphone. Don't tell her that. But it's the Tesseract. It's Loki's staff,
which has the Mind Stone.
Has the Mind Stone in it, which is funny because the Mind Stone's yellow, but the Tesseract was blue. Whatever.
Yeah.
But she walks up to it and it starts to react to her. It comes out of the staff, breaks open. We see the Mind Stone, and this is interesting. Yeah, she starts to see it. It starts to turn yellow, and we see the actual Mind Stone crystal. It gets really close. She sees it, and she sees like a shadow
of herself,
but it's like the Scarlet Witch costume.
Yeah.
It has the crown, like the circlet.
Yeah.
And you can see that it has like the red jacket. It looks like the comic book accurate.
It does. It looks cool.
Do you think this is the moment maybe where the Scarlet Witch like entity chose her? Kind of like
so it was in the kinda. I get, but I don't.
You have to remember, it could just be like a Captain Marvel thing where she got some of the power from it.
Yeah,
but why would she see this? But no, she does have magic. She probably has feature vision magic too to be able to
predict, maybe see the future.
Being clairvoyant.
Yeah, she probably has clairvoyant powers too. So she saw herself. Look how cool she looks in that.
Like, do you think there might be a moment where like this happens in the show?
That'd be
like
cool.
she has
Kid comes up.
Yeah, and she like sees herself back then, kind of like telling you everything's gonna be fine. You're gonna go through.
Oh, I'm unlocking your powers now.
Yeah.
So it blows her back, and she falls to the ground. Scientists running there. What's happening? So we're like, oh wow. So that's like basically what enhanced her powers. And then she's in her cell watching, just more television.
But you got to remember, the interesting part was the doctors didn't see what happened.
No, they saw it disappeared.
Well, because when she's waiting in her cell and they're reviewing the footage, like, she's standing, then she's laying on the floor. Rewind it. Standing laying
they
on the
didn't
floor.
see any of that.
So when she did that in the bubble in that little area, she did that even back then.
Well, see what happened. She was just a volunteer, but like, no, we're keeping her because there's something with this
Special.
girl. Yeah.
So she was able to when she made contact with the Mind Stone. They saw her standing. They didn't even see the Tazarok break open. They didn't see any of that. So they just saw her standing, then her laying down.
She already altered kind of reality with that.
And I want to give her a shout out for that performance in that because she looks so skinny and like sickly. She did a good job there.
Looking like a refugee person who's been living in a camp.
Yeah.
So, like, oh, okay, we're getting a little bit more. I thought something scary was going to happen to Brady Bunch.
Me too.
I'm like, oh, thank God nothing scary happened because that's just weird stuff. Then Agatha's like, okay, you were like a witch with your powers were withering, came in contact with an Infinity Stone, so that like supercharged you. So that kind of explains where your power's coming from. It's kind of have a little bit of a theory, but I need more.
I need more. So let's go. And the
only reason she's doing all this, she threatened her kids. So Wanda had to do this.
Yeah. That's what she said in the very beginning. Yeah. And she's telling her, so Agatha is a bad guy, but only in the sense that she's manipulating Wanda, but she's not evil. She hasn't done anything evil, really.
I think it's that more like you're powerful. I want to see if you can control this or not. Or
she killed the dog. But at the same time, was even a real dog?
Well, that could have been a dog, really, from that place that she just made it.
Yeah, but again, though, I don't know.
So Agatha isn't the big evil baddie they're making, or like they kind of were trying to setting her up to, because it was Agatha all along, but not really.
Not really.
So that song doesn't make sense.
Whatever, but they're still gonna love it because they're idiots.
So we're on to the last memory. Unlock your last memory. And we see her sitting on a couch or on a bed. And I'm like, oh, this must be from like the first Avengers, like the Avengers films. And she's like, where are we now, Wanda? Well, this is the Avengers headquarters, and this is everything after
Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron. So her brother's dead, and she's just sitting there. She's being sad. Then Vision comes in, but he like comes in through the wall.
Well, it's funny because she can sense him.
I didn't know it's you, Vision. Just come through. I know you want to come through.
Well, I don't mean to intrude. And she's like, don't you? Well, I did intend to come here, but he's trying to be polite about it. And I this whole scene's really good.
Yes.
This scene's so good, and the dialogue and the chemistry's so good.
It's like, where's this in the whole
series?
series?
You see Wu and Darcy talking, and you're like, ew, what's that? Like, it just doesn't work.
I mean, the lady who plays Rambo, she's not a bad actress. I just don't like how she's portrayed in this. But Darcy's just awful.
She doesn't
sorry.
fit. Her dumb, crappy, stupid attitude doesn't fit. This is cinematic right here.
This is movie
They
quality.
have such good chemistry.
Really good chemistry, and also what a good message right here, too.
Oh, I love it, too.
Oh.
Because he comes in, he sits down with her, and she's like watching Malcolm in the Middle, and the dad knocks down the deck, and it falls on him. He's like, so this is funny because he sustained a serious injury. Oh, he's not hurt. Well, how do you know? Because it's not that kind of show. It's like he's not going to be. He might get hurt, but he's not like going to end up in a hospital.
Yeah, like then he's going to be hurt to me for comedy laughs. Not like, oh my goodness, he's hurt.
It's not going to be like ER.
Yeah,
like
it's not going to be
serious.
to the
hospital and he's like,
So he's trying to like sit and be with her, and then he's like, you could talk to me and tell me anything, and basically saying talking about it make you feel better. She's like, how's that gonna make me feel better? He's like, well, I read a book. She's like, the only thing that would make me feel better is if I can see my brother again.
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh, and then I like how Vision has a perspective on life that no one else has, because he's literally 5-6 days old,
roughly. Yeah.
Yeah. So he doesn't have goes. I cannot possibly imagine how you feel. I have never lost anyone because I've never had a loved one.
I've always been alone.
I've always been alone. It's all I know.
Mm-hmm.
But like you just like talking with you and seeing how your grief, because what is grief but just love?
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't feel grief if you didn't love your brother.
Yep.
If you didn't love the things that you lost.
Which is kind of a nice message about the world.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you feel pain, but it's because you love.
You wouldn't be so sad if you didn't love so deep.
Yeah.
So if you didn't care about your brother, nothing would affect you. So so your love, so that's a good thing you had this love.
And it sucks that you get the negative.
And it's like this goes, this will pass. You will get past it. You will grow from this. And this is coming from a guy who's a robot who doesn't know anything, and he has such a calm voice about it. It's such a good scene.
And again, one of those things where a robot learning the human condition, I love
one of my most favorite things in fiction.
Yes. See, this is what's building up this show. Stuff like this. Moments like this.
We even have Agatha do a tear.
Yeah, like after he says that, and even Agatha kind of wipes a tear. I don't know if she was being
mean,
but
she was behind her, so she didn't see it.
Because that doesn't like, because when you love someone and you lose them and it hurts, it's because you loved so much.
Yeah.
That's great.
She's probably thinking about her mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because like it's a lot of funny little things right here. Also, Vision laughing, like genuinely laughing.
Yeah, he saw a moment. That was funny. He started laughing because he can get the human condition. He started to get that.
He started getting it.
But what happened when Vision was gone, Wanda? Then the room's empty.
And it's like, what happened when he couldn't pull you back because he wasn't there?
Yeah, you need to pull you back from
and
the
you can
darkness.
see Wanda just like starts to
I don't want this anymore. I was like, come on, we're
freaking
so
out.
close, Wanda. We're on the precipice. We're on the mountaintop. How did you do it? Show me. Tell me. She called her sister because, you know, the coven. Come on, we could be like...
Yeah.
And she doesn't... She's like, I don't know. She's like, come on. What did you do? Then we get another memory of when she went to Sword. And remember how big bad Mr. McDouchebag is like, you never knew this, but Wanda broke into Sword and stole his body. So we get to see that. Okay. She comes in, goes to the front desk. I want to see Vision. I know he deserves a funeral. I know he's here. And the guy gets on the phone. First he's telling her, no. Gets on the phone. Oh, yeah, she's still here. Okay. Right down the hall, 3 doors down, on the left, da-da-da-da. And then she's like, I like how the fact, he's like, I gotta buzz you in. It's like, no, you don't. She's like, both
That's probably the only thing she did wrong. It's like she didn't wait for protocol.
So she's marching down the thing, and she gets to the director's office. Kind of kicks the door open a little bit, like, boom. Oh, Wanda Maximoff, nice to meet you. She's like, who are you? I am the director of Sword, Mr. McDouchebag. I'm the douchiest douche that
Not
ever
quite,
douched.
like they said in friggin' Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., I'm pretty sure has been retconned.
Yeah. There's no...
It's ridiculous.
So then he goes on a thing like, so you want to see the Vision? She's like, I want to bury him. He deserves that. And he keeps calling him it and thing.
The Vision.
Yeah, why are you trying to... Yeah, he was just trying to tick her off.
Weird.
Yeah.
Then he's like, oh, I've got to show you something. Then you'll give it to me? Just let me show you something. He had a office view of the dismemberment.
How bizarre is that?
He didn't go to a different room. It was literally his office.
I mean, it's like, dude, can this guy get any more douchier? I mean, my goodness.
The only thing would have been worse if you had freaking Vision's head mounted as a paperweight on his fucking desk.
You mean this?
Sorry. I didn't mean to cuss. I'm sorry.
I know.
But
he opens up the drawer, see this? His head? I'm okay.
But okay, we get it, guys. We already don't like
He's
this
wearing
guy.
his head as like a mask. My
He's
God.
running around the office.
This ain't Halloween mask.
But seriously, like at this point...
How much worse can you make this man?
Yeah, we already don't like him.
Now another element I didn't like about this episode. Okay, we get it. He's the bad guy.
He's the bad guy.
They're doing like the autopsy on him down there, and then she's like, "What are you doing?" Oh, it's our legal and moral obligation.
But again, isn't that Stark technology? Wasn't Happy in friggin' Mercy being part of that?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess not. I guess Sword just. Well, how long has Sword been around?
The thing is, Sword was just made in Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
This makes like Sword has been around for a while.
And like I said, Stark and the Hulk made Vision. And Thor.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
But yeah, so there's a lot.
Yeah, that's our.
And then she's like, what are you doing? What are you going on?
Oh,
you see them pulling apart.
Yeah, they're like pulling apart his like things and like buffing out his head and everything. So she's like, you're gonna give him to me. No, I can't give it to you because you have the power to bring him back online. What?
Why was he saying?
Why would he say that?
And how would he know that?
Oh, I mean, bring back to life. I'm sorry, your soul. He said like soulmate.
Your soulmate.
Weird. Did he push her down a path by dropping little hints to get her to go crazy?
In some way, is he responsible?
A little bit.
At least in the verbal.
Being a little jerkish and like
no,
weird.
but giving her hints to kind of make her to make Vision. Or
she's like, I can't do that. But why would he even mention such a thing?
I have a thing, but we'll talk about that when we get there.
So she's like, no, and then she sees like his head and they're like working on it. She breaks the glass, jumps down. I'm like, okay, this is the part where she attacks everybody. George's like, stand down, everyone stand down. She goes to his head and starts to feel him with the magic. She's like, I can't feel anything. She just leaves. I'm like, whoa, didn't he say that she broke in and stole the body?
All she did is break protocol and break some glass. So she shouldn't have done that, but she didn't take the body.
Oh, maybe she's going to freak out and come back.
Yeah.
No, she just kind of walks out.
She walks out of the Sword
and goes to her car. Accepts it. Almost.
Yeah, like went through that grieving process. Like he's truly gone.
I can't feel him.
It doesn't matter. I'm getting out of here. I can't deal with this.
So she's driving her car.
So she gets to her car, but there's a folder in there. Okay, who put that there? Who put that there?
We don't know.
Couldn't have been him. Like she could have ordered someone to put it there. We see the file. She looks at it and then she kind of gets like starts to drive away. We don't get to see what it is because she was too mean to show the camera.
Yeah. She wants to build the suspense.
So she starts driving, goes out to New Jersey. You can tell by the stink. So she's driving to New Jersey. And we see Westview, the modern day regular Westview. Drives through town. Sees like kind of like the places we know, like the gazebo. We see some of the characters.
But they're kind of. I love the guy who's delivering stuff because he's delivering stuff in real life too. Like you're always a delivery guy.
The one guy's like a piano guy. He's putting up a thing, an ad for a piano. Then we see the wife of Mr. Hart. Mr. Hart. She's just like sitting by a bookstore, kind of like a dumpy little like side town.
Probably a small little town. Yeah.
She drives up to an address. We see her street. Like, oh, this is Wanda's street.
Yep.
Gets to like an empty lot, pulls up, and we can see that it was starting to get like worked on.
A little bit, yeah.
She walks in the middle of it, and we see like the base foundation of like a house. Then she looks back at the folder again, and we see, oh, Vision bought her a house.
Yep.
And this is our new home.
This is our new home.
We're going to live here, and it's going to be in a small kind of out of the way town, and we can have a family.
And it's shaped like a heart, and it's the deed.
Oh, that was too much for her. I mean, you're going to build it, you can live like a normal life.
Yeah, remember on the calendar, the circle with the heart?
That was what she has on there.
How, and that just makes her go like, man,
that's too much.
And it almost makes you think too of like when they're watching Malcolm in the Middle the first time, like how the dad was like building the house. That's what he was gonna do.
Oh, it's too much.
It's too much. It's all too much.
Then she gets so angry, just blows up her energy, starts to build the house, starts to like the bubble starts to expand.
And everything starts turning black and white like it did in the first episode.
Like the cars turn into old cars, the marquee turns into an old theater. So her profound sadness brought about Westview.
Yeah.
And that's how she built it. Then this, I'm like, well, how does Vision
and I said,
have a body?
And I said she might have made Vision, but how's that possible?
She straight up made the Vision out of pure Mind Stone
And
energy.
it's funny, you notice, the Mind Stone is coming out of her magic.
Yeah, but it's the yellow part of magic. So she built Vision, built him. So this is why he has no memories of fighting anyone, doing anything outside of Westview, because he's not the body.
It's not funny, he's still a good person.
Yeah.
He's still that genuine.
I feel like, because I feel like it
but he still has a love for Wanda, and that's something.
Yeah, I think it was his soul. I think she literally, like...
Yeah.
So she literally made him from nothing.
And then he goes, what do you want for dinner, dear? And then she looks like she did in the very first episode.
Oh, should we stay in tonight?
Yeah.
And then they sit on the couch, kind of like how the mom and dad would sit on the couch. And then she is watching it, and then Agatha's like, there we go, that's it. And we see like all the studio lights. Like,
and the cameras, and then like where the studio audience is at, she's sitting in this chair.
She's clapping. She's like, well, there you go. Basically, she got the answer she wanted. And I'm like, okay, so what does that all mean? Like, what did Agatha figure out? She hears her sons, Mom, help me.
And she goes out of the door, and
she runs out to the street, sees her sons, and they're being like choked. But
Agatha's the most evil thing she's done.
Agatha is wearing like her cool costume. It's like a super villain costume. Yeah. She's like, Wanda, 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 you have no idea what you are. You are a myth, a legend. This is not supposed to exist, but here you are. You have no idea how powerful you are. You know what that makes you, Wanda? That makes you dangerous. So is Agatha a good guy?
Which is funny, very funny juxtaposed that what her mom was doing to her.
Yeah.
So what she's gonna do to Wanda.
So Wanda starts to power up her magic.
You have chaos magic. You can't control it.
The magic you have is something that should not exist. It is too powerful for you. Then we get the big drop. She's like, you're the Scarlet Witch, which is like the mythical witch of like, ancient times.
The most powerful witch there ever was.
Yeah.
And she's like, at first it's something maybe I can control. No, this has got to go. This has got to go.
So we're going to have a witch battle.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like you said, if they're stuck in the basement, Wanda can't do anything.
She's still in the basement right now?
I think she's out. But then again, why would she let her go out? Like, you know what I mean?
Because she has her kids as hostages.
But are they even there? Remember when in the last episode, she hit with the boom and it went over her eyes. So she's just still like laying in the basement.
She
doesn't realize
like a mental battle going on.
Maybe.
That could be.
So yeah, Agatha again. So we got the Scarlet Witch name, which it's such an awesome name. I love that name. And cool. There is an after credit scene, so I didn't screw up like I did last time.
Yep. Oh.
But so we go. I fast forward through the credits. Okay, here we go. Captain Douchebag is it ready for lunch? Yes, sir. So they're walking in. I'm like, oh, man, we talked about this. It's funny how we talked about this. We totally called this. So we get like 2 points. 2 points for Gryffindor. Yes. I'm like, remember when there was a white Vision? I remember brought that up. You were talking about the robotic Vision. That was
my first version of playing in the arcade.
Yeah.
The Avengers video game beat 'em up. Yeah.
So, and that's exactly what we got. So that drone that had all that energy in it, that hex.
That's how powerful she is.
Now, this is my theory of what I was thinking of. maybe the director guy wanted her to use some of her magic to power it up.
Yeah.
To see if it would come back.
I don't think he realized what he was doing, how big it was going to get. He didn't realize by messing with her like that.
I bet you he thought she was going to do something there in the lab.
Yes, and that's what he thought.
Little lab, and she didn't. She left because she was handling it. When she read that and went to the house, I had to be that emotional.
Who left that folder there?
I think it was the director.
He might have been.
God, that's playing the long game.
That's playing the long con. Because I think it's the way he was saying it, and the way they said you could bring her back. You bring him back.
He thought, maybe she'll manipulate the street or something. He didn't realize she was going to take the whole town.
Yeah.
So we get White Vision. So he's like the Robo Vision.
Yeah.
And so this is our predictions. You were saying they were gonna gonna combine them or something.
I feel like he's gonna go into the town. Vision's gonna fight Vision, which you came up with.
Which step should be called Double Vision.
Double Vision.
Awesome.
And I think like Wanda's gonna do before the bubble comes down, she's gonna fuse them together, like force his soul.
So they'll have like the physical body now.
Yes.
If they bring back Vision this way, it would not bother me. This would save the show because we didn't get Mr. Fantastic. We didn't get Quicksilver from that Fox universe, which really sucks.
We don't know if we're gonna get the kids.
No, so if you give us Vision now, that would at least redeem it a little bit.
So yeah, super cool episode. Except for just making the director the biggest douchebag that ever lived.
I know, it's like we already hate the guy. We don't
hate him more.
Yeah.
What does he beat his wife at home too? Like how much more do we have to not like this guy?
It's kind of like that general from the second to last Rambo movie.
Yeah.
He also molests little boys. Okay, we get it. He's bad. How much more do we need?
He slaughters people. He's a warlord. He profiteers off of drugs and enslavement, and he's a child molester. Okay.
Little boys. Okay, we get it. My goodness.
We do not like this guy. No redeeming
qualities. Okay.
So. No, again, the no X-Men whatsoever.
Yeah, that sucks.
That hurts.
But then it's also going to suck. The next episode, we're going to get heavy Rambo. We're going to get heavy Woo.
We didn't see what happened with fake Pietro.
No. Yeah.
So what's that all about?
Yeah, him and Ranma. What happened? We didn't even see anything. Like we said, we didn't see anything.
But it didn't make the episode so good that she wasn't in it. Not a single mention of her. Wasn't it just wonderful?
It was so good not to have any of those characters in it.
I just want the exhibition of Wanda, Agatha, and with Vision.
And again, I forgot about this until you brought it up. You were telling me who was that person that Wu was supposed to be looking after that was in the production program?
Yeah.
Was that Agatha? But did she say she sensed it and came there?
She sensed it and came there. So I don't know. See, again, there's those little tidbits that they just kind of like,
Because Agatha, maybe she was like laying low until she saw that magic. Oh man, this is some powerful. I got to get over here. What's going on?
Well, what if all these people that are in the bubble all are the first mutants? Because they were in there for so long and it jacked up their DNA, and they all become the first mutants.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Is that going to happen though?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you know what, my way of doing it too would have been like if you made the bubble like explode and all that energy went like over the earth.
Well, then that's how they did the Inhuman thing, remember?
Yeah,
and they wiped over the whole continent, and that's when people's powers are broken.
Maybe they could do that.
Remember when Disney had a hard on for the Inhumans, and then everyone thought it was the dumbest idea because it is the dumbest idea ever, and now they have the mutants to say that's what happened to the mutants.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Why not? At this point, just read them. Outside of Black Bolt, Lockjaw, and Quake, I do not care about the Inhumans.
Not one bit.
Not one bit. I don't care about Medusa. I don't think it's a stupid character. It's just dumb.
They just portrayed it wrong in the show. Yeah. So, one more episode. A lot of stuff's gonna happen. I bet we're gonna have a Vision fight. I think, and I'm like I said last time. I bet you more $10. All of you. Monica has to fight fake Quicksilver, and she beats his ass.
Probably.
Because she uses her magic, because remember they gave her that crazy vision, she's going to be able to see warriors running.
And then I've said this before, yes, he got beaten by Apocalypse, but it's Apocalypse, that makes sense. He's been around for a long time, he's got multiple mutant powers. Yeah, not friggin' Rambo.
So, definitely a step forward of this episode.
Yes.
Big step forward.
So let's see how big the step back for next episode, which I hope doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I wonder how long it's going to be, an hour? Who knows?
It's our last episode, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
Last episode.
Yeah.
Definitely cool. I want to see.
No commercial.
Yeah, no silly commercial.
Yeah, it was all breaking. Like it broke all that down. Like
we're just in a normal show now.
But even after all that stuff she's gonna do, the bubble's still up.
Yeah.
She's still doing all those things.
Like I said, she's fighting with one hand tied. If she got rid of all that, she could concentrate all her magic on.
Gosh, she'd be so powerful.
I know.
But there needs to be a thing where she needs to limit herself, or she's gonna end up killing everybody.
Yeah.
She needs to go hang out with Doctor Strange and do like meditation stuff, and
that's why in the comic Xavier already pulls her out of it. That's why Xavier's like, okay, Wanda, we got to stop this. We got to get. Given his mental psychic abilities, he can do that with her, but. Yeah. There is no Xavier, so
it has to be Doctor Strange.
Yeah, like she needs to you need to come train with me in the multiverse, and it will like.
Well, they said there's gonna be one more big character reveal. So we're gonna see.
I bet you it's Doctor Strange. It has to be because there's no other person who's magic and who understands these kinds of things. Yeah. So yeah, still sad that there's no multiverse thing with Quicksilver.
Yeah,
that sucks. That sucks.
Yeah.
That's the only poo poo in this episode. But everything else.
Well, hopefully, eventually does become it though down the line.
Wouldn't that be crazy if he kept the powers? And he'll just be like her Fako brother?
That would be so weird. Yeah.
What about and the little kids? If he can get out of that noose, he has Quicksilver. He can.
Little Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Baby Quicksilver. His name's Zoom or something. I forget what his name is. It's Wiccan and Speed or Zoom.
Yeah.
But yeah, can't wait for next episode. This actually got me hyped to want to watch it again. So
Yeah.
the one before this did not.
No, it was the opposite. It was kind of hard for me to want to watch it.